Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that most people will probably agree with, but won't necessarily follow, even if they agree with it. And I kind of understand why, but for my own conscience, I feel I need to say it, and then at least it's out there. Everybody who's got a problem with their dog ideally wants that problem not just resolved, but resolved as quickly as possible. And in today's climate where money is a real factor for a lot of people, I completely understand why people want to save as much money as they can. But what sometimes owners do is they post online asking for help with behavioural issues with their dog. And I can completely understand why people do that. They hope somebody will offer this thing that says, yep, my dog had that problem, I did this, and it worked great. And so they go, yeah, okay, I can ask people and hopefully somebody will offer that. The problem with that is there is no kind of one size fits all when it comes to dog training. Every dog, like every person, is different, and what works for well for one dog can be absolutely disastrous for the next. So it's a really very risky strategy, especially if you're dealing with things like aggression or anxiety, because if you do the wrong thing, not only can it not make it better, it can actually make it worse. So I completely get why people look online and they put posts on sites for behavioural issues or training issues, and they say, my 5-year-old dog is doing this, can somebody please give me advice? I get emails like that every day from people saying, please can you give me advice on my dog? And I always say the same thing, which is that not knowing your dog, I can't possibly say what would be the right thing for it. So with some dogs I might use a rattle can. For some dogs who are super sensitive to sound or sudden movements, that could be an absolute disaster. I could make that dog much worse if I hadn't already met the dog, read the dog, and think, okay, I know I can use X or Y. I might recommend using food for some dogs, but some dogs get really frustrated when they don't get food. And the next thing, the owner gets bitten because I advise them to try using treats. It can be just as disastrous as the misuse of a punisher. So I always say the same thing. The best, most efficient, quickest thing you can do is get somebody who understands the industry to come out and help work with your dog to get your dog there as quickly as possible. They'll be able to look at you and your skills, your timing, your ability to use or misuse something. They'll be able to look at the dog and how receptive or responsive the dog would be to a particular training path. And they can then recommend one that's suitable for you with your dog in his environment. When you message me, there's so much stuff I don't know about how you and your dog live. So I know the vast majority of you will completely ignore this advice, even if you agree with it, but I urge you to save time and in the long run, money too. If you have a behavioral problem with your dog or a training problem, the best thing to do is to get somebody out to you who can look at you and your dog in your own environment and come up with a strategy that will work the quickest and the best for you and not potentially make your dog worse. Best of luck. I hope it works out for you.